Right, audio check, 1 2 1 2, audio check, audio check. Well, audio check. Fuck's sake, just fucking George, you fucking stupid fucking little thing. Fucking hell, finally. Hello everybody, welcome back to the, to this YouTube channel. It used to be called the Motive Racing channel. I've had a bit of a rebranding lately. It's now called Klecoms. I thought, considering the fact that I don't really run leagues anymore, I might as well just have it dedicated to my commentary rather than an actual particular league, especially when, you know, we're commentating on multiple different leagues now. So here we are. Welcome to Klecoms, everybody. We are here tonight for the Red Arrows F1 League. The first time we commentate on them Red Arrows now for a few months, actually. The last time we were commentating on these guys would have been back in May, so it's been a little while. I've still got the championship finale from last season, actually. saved to on PlayStation, but it hasn't got any audio, so I need to basically do a voiceover on that at some point soon. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll be getting that done before the end of this season is my hope. That's my aim. At least before we get to this for the championship finale of this season, we hopefully should have last season's up on the channel. So I'll be obviously doing a voiceover. It won't be a live commentary, but it will be something of the sort. Anyway, but welcome along, guys. It's been a little while, but good to see the Tier 1s for the Red Arrows F1 League back out on track. We're here tonight at the Red Bull Ring for the Austrian Grand Prix. This is round 8 of this 12-round season, so we're already well into the season. We're well into the second half of the season now. So this is 5 races left in the season, including tonight. So let's have a look and see some of the drivers. So we've got Combo here, who's currently setting the pace on a 1 minute 14.4, less than 0.2 of a second to the Cucumber. I believe that's Soggy Cucumber, who was also once, I think, called Soggy Biscuit as well. So a few aliases this driver has been sporting over the years, but coming over the line on what I presume was an outlap there for him. C. Faulkner currently 3rd place, doing a very good job in these wet conditions, I've got to say. Fantastic stuff there to see Faulkner doing flying so high here in this qualifying session. We've got Archie currently P4, just under 1/10 of a second off of his fastest time coming through the first sector. Jam in 5th place as we see Jam starting another lap here. We've got Super Striker, the reigning champion and current championship leader, not by much, but he's the current championship leader coming into tonight. Currently P6 in this session, has done his fastest time on the wet tyre. So are we going to see Super Striker coming out and putting the inters on? I suppose it looks like we're in a bit of a tricky situation here, because obviously it looks like the track isn't improving too much. The rain's continuing to fall, so maybe drivers are thinking it's pretty futile to get out there, and just thinking maybe wait and see if the track dries out. If it doesn't, then it's probably not worth going out for another attempt, but we'll see. We've got Jordan currently in 8th place. Jordan Hillier, one of the drivers who raced in Purple Sector for their league, which runs on Tuesdays and Thursdays once, and never to be seen again. But Jordan is a driver who would comment quite often in the streams, and was quite a big fan of the channel at one point, so shout out Jordan, currently P8 in this qualifying session. We've got Northover in P9 out on the track at the moment, one of the few drivers on the track. Then you've got Jay, Youngie, Murph, Joshy Wilco all in the pits. Meldav is out there putting some laps in, getting some practice out on the track. I don't know if we're expecting wet conditions for the actual Grand Prix, so that could be one to watch, because if we are expecting wet conditions for the race, then this will be very good running for the drivers. But if we're not, then it's almost completely pointless at this point, with the rain continuing to fall. Although there is a dry line, there is a very visible dry line appearing, so maybe there is a point to being out there. Maybe there's potential to be found. We'll have to keep our eye and see how that all develops. We've got Nobby Bootneck coming over the line here to start another flying lap as he comes into turn 1, and Fake Scouser still yet to set a time. So that's not gone well. Archie goes P1, so the track is improving. So that dry line that I just mentioned is certainly starting to bring about some improvements, which is going to be very interesting now. So we're well into this session. We're over halfway through this qualifying session here. So Archie now on provisional pole by 0.08 of a second. We see the Cucumber now leaving the pit box, ready to embark on another run. Oh no, actually coming into the pits, should I say. Combo's out there coming through the first sector. Let's keep an eye on Combo, only 0.2 off fastest time, and look at that, finds 0.3 in the first sector. That first sector consists of one actual corner, so to find 0.3 going through one corner, that is sending a message there to Archie, the provisional pole sitter. I'm coming for you. And Combo now coming down towards turn 3. Let's see what the times are coming through the middle sector, because that's the part of the lap where you can make or break it, really. You got some tricky low speed, medium speed corners coming through this part of the lap, and yeah, it's going to be certainly a very good indicator of where Combo is at. Here we come through this double left-hander section now, 0.8 up through the middle sector, so Combo's really finding time here in the middle part of this lap, now coming towards the final sector here as we come into this double right-hander, which is a slightly banked turn on the entry, and then this final corner, again banked on the exit, this one. Here we come then, Combo up towards the line. Is it going to be pole? Archie did improve his lap time, but not by enough to fend off Combo, who goes a half a second quicker than Archie, and Combo there's put down a marker for sure. Cucumber in the pits. We got Corey Brennan out there on a lap. Obviously, his best at the moment is a second and a half off of the pace, so it's time to find there for Corey. We've got C14 coming through the middle sector. Didn't see what the lap or rather what the split time was in the first sector here. So C14 could be on an improvement. We're not quite sure just at the moment as he comes into this middle section here. This first left-hander of the two double left-handers. Let's watch closely here and see. As we see 6/10 up there through the middle sector. So C14 is finding time, as at the moment 6/10 would probably put him on the front two rows, but can he find a little bit more here? Because we obviously are seeing the track drying out, so I'm sure he'll find some more time through this final sector, but how much remains to be seen. Here comes C. Faulkner then, up towards the line, and goes P4 there, so that was to be expected. They didn't actually find much time in the final sector there. I think it had a bit of a slide going into the penultimate corner there, which did cost him ever so slightly. So C. Faulkner, fourth at the moment, but still time in this session. I wonder if we're going to see a switch to slicks right at the end here. They might just get a lap in on the slicks right at the end of this session, because the track is, we can see that dry line. Having said that, there is a little bit of rain in the air. You can still see it spitting ever so slightly, and that just may be the stopping point for these drivers in terms of their quest to try and put a lap in on the dry tyres at the end. I think that might be a bit ambitious, but nonetheless, Combo on provisional pole ahead of Archie in second, half a second between them. Super Striker's gone into third place, 0.8 of a second off of the provisional pole time. See Faulkner fourth. Cucumber's out there right now. Let's jump on board here with Soggy Cucumber, or the Cucumber, as he is now obviously known. Coming through turn one there, took plenty of curve there on the inside, but very tidy as we go up the hill here. So obviously sector one is only one corner, but let's see what the split time is here for the Cucumber. Very fractionally up. It doesn't really mean much, obviously, as I said before. There's not really much to the first sector at all. But Cucumber here, down the hill towards turn three. As we see, Archie has improved there and has gone pole again, a tenth quicker than Combo. The track continuing to get quicker and quicker. Are we going to see drivers risk it and try and put the soft tyres on, risk it for a biscuit or a Cucumber potentially in this man's case? As here we come then through the middle sector now. So Cucumber currently half a second up on his personal best. His personal best is currently 1.4 seconds off of the fastest time, so plenty to do here in his final sector here for Cucumber. Might be that pole is a little bit beyond him at the moment, as here he comes then through into the final corner now. And let's see what Cucumber can put on the board. Over the line we come, and that is P2, and it's very close there to pole. So that the final sector there is massive amounts of time to be gained through that final sector. You can see he gained about 0.9 of a second just through those two corners alone. So yeah, it's definitely improving here, and who knows, we could be seeing the track ramping up here in these final 3 minutes. If we put the slick tyres on, we could be seeing that line in the on the racing line becoming increasingly more favourable. But yeah, Cucumber's probably got time to get in, get some softs on and get out again. Or is he just going to go for another set of inters? Or is he just going to leave it and think, well, probably not going to improve enough? Who knows at this point. So we got Jay has improved up into 6th place in the meantime. We've got Jam in 8th place now, or rather, yeah. So Jay's been pushed down a position. Youngie's gone into 4th with that last lap there. So Youngie's done a very nice lap time indeed. Only 0.8 off of the provisional pole time. Who else is on a lap here? Let's see. Got Jay and Jam both on in laps by the looks of it. Jordan Hillier's coming through the final sector here. Let's see what Jordan can do over the line. P4. So look at that. A scorching time there from Jordan. Got a few drivers on out laps here. Combo will be looking to try and improve. One of our contenders for pole here tonight for sure. It's going to be looking to pump one in here in the closing stages. We'll probably get 2 laps in, I would have thought. Oh, we'll definitely get 2 laps in. Looking at that timing board. So here we go then, up the hill, ready to go for a lap here is our Haas driver. Taking a very wide entry there. That's going to be slippery there on that curb. Although saying that, they're probably all going to be running that line. They're probably going to all be drying that out. As we see, Archie has improved even further here, and the track continuing to really dry out here. So Archie now half a second clear of the Cucumber. Where is Combo now on the track, coming through the middle sector? Who else is on a lap here? Because everybody's going to be improving at this point. Jordan is on an in lap, so that's not going to be improvement. Cucumber currently 6/10 up here, coming through the middle sector. Got to keep an eye on the left-hand side because there's plenty of drivers out there on laps at the moment. Super Striker's also out there, so we'll have to jump to him in a second. But here comes Cucumber out of the final corner. So I think it's going to be provisional pole, is it? It is, yep, by 0.2 of a second. What about Combo? Has Combo got enough in the locker here to go pole? He has, so Combo now nicks it from the Cucumber. What about Super Striker here? Where is Super Striker? He's down. He's way down on his personal best, and his personal best is only good enough for P6. So that is going to be P6 at best here for Super Striker, and with the track improving, I doubt that it's going to stay in there, to be perfectly honest with you. But Combo looks like he's down coming through the first sector, so I was obviously starting to run out of fuel there. Cucumber, I think, also is going to be down. Archie's down. Jordan Hillier is improving through the first sector here, so let's watch Jordan closely. He's got a second and a half to find. It would be an incredible feat if Jordan can put it on pole here. The track's definitely still a little bit too damp for the soft tyres. Nobody's gone for that risky run, which I think is probably the right call, because you can see the track definitely is too slippery. S14 has gone into 4th place. Lovely lap there from him, only half a second off the pole time, not even that, 0.4. But here comes Jordan then, out the final corner, half a second up to the middle sector as he comes over the line, and stays P5. No improvement there for Jordan. Super Striker though on a big improvement through the middle sector, so let's jump on board with the reigning champion and championship leader. Super Striker here down the hill through that penultimate corner. Oh goodness me, sorry about that. But through the final corner now, currently in 7th place in this qualifying session. Here he comes over the line and goes P5, so a bit of an improvement there. Not the lap that I think a lot of us thought we might see there, but Corey's gone in P6. That's a decent lap there from Corey. So any real big surprises? Don't really think so. I think all the big guns are up there. So yeah. Oh, Archie's just gone pole again with a lovely lap there, and it's gone 0.4 quicker than Combo. So Archie has really got the pace here in these wet conditions. S14 is on his way into the pits, so he's not going to improve this time around. Well off on his personal best through the middle sector. But what an exciting qualifying session that was, with the track improving as the session went on. You really didn't know who was going to be on pole until right at the end there, but Archie managing to take it back for about the 5th time in as many laps. Obviously that was just going backwards and forwards as the track was improving, but lovely time there from Archie to steal the top spot right at the end. Apologies for that, that's a hiccup. I ate a big plate of pasta about an hour ago and it's still trying to thwart my commentary, but nonetheless, Archie there P1 had a combo second with Cucumber and S14 on a second row. Super Striker and Corey behind them, with Jordan Hillier and Murph behind them on row 4. Youngie and Jam complete the top 10 with Jay and Fake Scouser in 11th and 12th. Nobby Bootneck and Meldav in 13th and 14th places. And then rounding out the field, we've got Joshy Wilco and Northover in 15th and 16th places. Northover didn't do a lap on the Inters there, which is peculiar, because the Inters were definitely the tyre of choice by the end. But nonetheless, here we are then. So it looks like we've got dry conditions at the moment. A potentially green track though, looking at the track surface, the colour of that of the circuit, I don't know, maybe, not sure. So yeah, I don't know if there's been rain before, but certainly it looks like it's dry at the moment. Yeah, you'd expect to see slick tyres, I think, almost certainly, but this is going to be an exciting one. I wonder if there's any rain in the air. That could also play a big factor here on the drivers here tonight, knowing that you know, potentially it could change their strategies. It could have changed even the way they set up the car for qualifying as well. If it's dry, then they might have gone for a incompatible setup for that qualifying session, which might have changed the order a little bit. Some drivers could have gone for a wet setup and they might be found a little bit stuck if it's dry all race. But whatever the case, we're going to find out who's got it right and who's got it horribly wrong over the course of the next 45 minutes or so. As we're just doing the final preparations before the start here, I think drivers are just doing their final little adjustments here to the setups, and then we should be getting underway. It's a bit of a lengthy delay, I have to say. It's not usually this long. I'm not quite sure what the reason is behind it, but hopefully we'll be getting the race underway as soon as possible here. Hoping it's not on my end here. That would be a massive ball ache if it is. Any of the drivers are currently in the lobby. Just please, you know, if you're watching on YouTube, just please reassure me in the comments that we are still in the lobby, because I tell you what, this is not looking good at the moment. I can't look at YouTube because I'm controlling the PlayStation through remote play, so I can't go off of the remote play app on my phone. Otherwise, it takes forever to it's hard to explain. It's just frustrating. Yeah, I don't really know what's going on right now. Is anybody who's in the lobby listening to the stream? Can you just let me know what's going on, what's happening, guys? Because this is just a bit weird. Like, we've been sat here now for probably about 3 or 4 minutes. What's occurring? Does anyone know? I'm kind of a bit clueless as to what's occurring here. What are we doing? Are we restarting or what? What's happening, guys? Ah, here we go. Thank God for that. Right, I think we're starting the formation lap. Jesus. Right, excellent. So we've got Archie, Combo, Cucumber all going for the medium tyres here at the start of the race. But most of the... Well, actually, it's a split between the top 10, actually. The top 3 have gone for the mediums. 4th to 8th have gone for the hards. And then you got Youngie and Jam on the medium tyres in 9th and 10th places. Jay's gone for the hards. Fake Scouse has gone for the mediums. Nobby Bootneck on the hards. Meldav and Joshi on the mediums. Northover is going to be starting this one on the hard tyres. But Archie there, the star of that qualifying session in those wet conditions, but let's hope for his sake he hasn't gone all in on a wet setup in that qualifying session, because that could be his undoing here if it is indeed going to be a dry race for its entirety. See Archie pulling well ahead of everybody else here on this formation lap. He's not hanging about. He wants to get on with this, clearly. So here we go then, lining up on the grid. We just do a quick systems check for the streamer, make sure you can hear us. Here we go then. Moments away from the start of the race. Lights coming on the head of the grid. We're about to go racing here for the Austrian Grand Prix. Here at the Red Arrows F1 League, it's lights out and away we go. And looks as though Combo got a very good start there. Much better than Archie. Up the inside into turn one. They're side by side here as we see Combo there just tagging him a little bit on the inside and pushing him wide there. Archie getting out of shape. Cucumber there up the inside up into second place. Now Cucumber looking to try and make it 2 moves in the space of a couple hundred metres here. To the outside of Combo now goes Archie. Is he going to make this another move here? And Cucumber here is going to have to chance here on the outside of Archie. As Archie gives him the space, and Cucumber there with a beautiful exit out of turn two, up into the lead of the race. What a start there from Cucumber, as we see we've got a double wave to the flags in the background here, as Jordan Hiddy has moved ahead of Youngie up into 7th, although they're going to be side by side here into turn 3. And Jordan on the inside, I think has got that move done there. Yes, he does. Up into P7, beautifully done there from Jordan, as we see Fake Scouter there moving ahead of Jam up into 12th place as well. As in the foreground we see a bit of a lock up there from Jay on the inside of Murph, but keeping it together for the time being. But Cucumber there with a lovely start and getting up the inside into turn 1 with a beautiful move there. He's currently under pressure though from Combo at the moment, as we now look to the rest of the pack at the moment. Looks like there's all we've got a battle here is Jam up the inside of Joshi, and now Jam is looking vulnerable here from Nobby Bootneck, who wants some of this because he was a little bit vulnerable the way he poked his nose up the inside there, and Jam keeping ahead of Nobby Bootneck for the time being. Nothing doing between those guys at the moment, but Cucumber leading as they come up the hill once again towards turn 2. Here comes Combo, and the slipstream and the DRS there in full effect as he gets up the outside there into turn 2, as we see now Archie up the inside as well of Cucumber. So Cucumber there down to 3rd place after getting the lead on the first lap from 3rd on the grid, as Jordan Hillier there's got a 3-second time penalty there for track limits, and that is not what you want after just 1 lap of racing. Imagine how would it be at the end of 36 laps. But Archie there back up the inside, Combo as well. Cucumber there running in P3 has got pressure here from Super Striker, who seems to have the pace in these dry conditions here around this circuit. Didn't really have it in the wet, but has certainly not hung about here at the beginning of this race. As Archie leads, there's Combo, Cucumber and Super Striker, the top 4, starting already to break away from the rest of them. Super Striker obviously on the hard tyres as well is going to have that strategic ace up his sleeve towards the end of the race. Joshi is putting heavy pressure here on the back of Jay in this battle for 11th place as well. These two very, very close as they come out of the final corner. That's going to be one to watch. It's going to be a long DRS train, and overtaking is going to be twice as hard as if the driver in front didn't have DRS. It's going to be a really difficult situation for the guys in this mid-pack, and also for the guys at the front as well. But in the meantime, we've got Combo here looking to the inside of Archie into turn 2, and he's going to make that one happen there. Soggy Cucumber looking up the inside as well. Is he going to be able to move ahead of Archie as well? No, he can't, and he gets a horrible exit there as Cucumber into the wall. Oh my goodness me, he's going to have damage there for that one, and he's taken out the polystyrene block there, as we see now Archie coming under pressure from Super Striker, who's trying to go around the outside of turn 3. Super Striker's still there on the outside. He's managed to keep himself there beautifully, but Archie has managed to hold on to that one with a good run coming down towards the left-hander, and Archie still running in 2nd place for the time being. But great racing there between those two. But what a disaster for the Cucumber, who's down to 8th place after that little mistake there coming out of turn 2, and that has really cost him so far here in this race. He's going to be fuming with that one, as Combo leading coming into the final couple of corners. His gap over a second here to Archie and Super Striker, crucially for Combo. That's going to be massive for him, because being out of that DRS really does take that pressure off enormously, as a Super Striker here is looking to pile the pressure here on Archie, who has got a 3-second penalty already. And that does not bode well in a 36 lap race after getting a penalty after 4 laps. or 3 laps even, but Super Striker nonetheless breezes past him into turn 2 and is up into second place. Now Corey will be fancying a bit of this action as well, as we've got Jordan in the background battling with Youngie, and Youngie there didn't get a great exit out of turn 2, but to be fair, neither did Jordan, and Fake Scouser there has managed to mug both of them up into 5th place. Incredible stuff there, as Cucumber managing to move back ahead of them as well, up into P6. Jordan's not giving up though, he's still on the outside, and Cucumber does manage to complete that move on the exit of turn 3 up into P6. So Jordan and Youngie getting caught napping there by both Fake Scouser and Cucumber, who are up into 5th and 6th places respectively here. Exciting first couple of laps to this race here in Austria tonight, and it's still Combo leading, but not by much at all, as there's the rest of them coming into the penultimate corner now. So exciting start to this race, and disaster of a start to for the Cucumber, who started in 3rd place and was leading it going into turn 2 on lap 1. But ultimately things have kind of fallen apart since then, and in the meantime Super Striker's keeping Combo on his toes at the moment. They've managed to gap Archie a little bit. Archie's now over a second behind them with that penalty as well. Super Striker on the hard tyres is going to be really fancying his chances of a race win here tonight, that's for sure, as he's now got the DRS here on Combo, but way too far back to even think how to move at the moment. In the meantime, Corey has made that move there on Archie going down towards turn 3 with the DRS, so that's going to be job done there for him. As in the background there, you got the rest of the pack coming through. There was a bit of a lock up there from somebody, I didn't quite see who that was going into turn 3, but somebody was definitely emitting a little bit of smoke there from those tyres. Oh, he's in the background there, we've got a Red Bull round. That's Youngie there, who's got it all wrong going through turn 4, and is onto the grass there, down to 13th place, well ahead of Meldav and C. Faulkner, but Youngie there causing a yellow flag, which has already subsided, as he's got it facing in the right direction again. But I'll tell you what, that was a bit of a hairy moment there for Youngie, as we go back to this battle here for the lead with Combo and Super Striker. Super Striker eking closer and closer to the back of him as these laps tick on here in this race. You've got Corey still keeping Archie at bay in the battle for 3rd place. Archie getting close here towards turn 2, a little bit too far away at the moment. Super Striker, I think, just a little bit too far away to make a move on the leader as well. Archie's just dropped back a bit off of Corey coming out of turn 2. You see it very often here. But the trailing car struggles to keep up with the car in front coming out of those slow corners. It's all to do with that dirty air, and really can cause you problems when you're trying to overtake. It's not, on paper you'd think it'd be an easy track to overtake, it's not the reality at all. Austria can be a real struggle with following the cars in front of you, but at the moment we got Cucumber and Fake Scouser battling over P5 and 6. Jordan though really piling the pressure on the back of Fake Scouser here as they come down towards the penultimate corner, looking to the inside as Fake Scouser was a little bit wide there, and Jordan now seeing his opportunity, maybe smelling blood at this moment in time, as they've all got DRS on each other here down the start finish straight. But Cucumber currently leading this trio as they come into turn 1 once again. There they all are, all holding position at the moment, as we now see Super Striker here making a move to the inside into turn 2. Bit of a lock up on the outside there from Combo. Super Striker sees his opportunity there and is up into the lead, so that is now Super Striker going from P6 on the grid up into the lead of the race. What an incredible opening stint to this race he has had, as Archie here has managed to lose out to Corey, and Fake Scouser and Cucumber are still battling over P5 and 6 as he's looking to make a move there, but too far away going into turn 3. But what a race it's turning out to be so far, with Super Striker on electric form here in his opening few laps. He has not been hanging around one bit. It's been a sensational opening couple of laps here from him, as a Combo's coming into the pits. So wow, that's a surprising one. It's a very early pit stop there. I know he started on the mediums, but that's a very early undercut here, and he's going to find himself in traffic for sure. So that's a bit of a risky move here for Combo, I've got to say. I wonder what he's trying to achieve with that one. We'll jump to him in a minute, see where he comes out. But that's a bit of a head scratcher, I have to say. Was there damage on the car, which we didn't know about? He would have incurred it late in the lap if he did. But Combo back out onto the circuit, so let's have a look. Oh, he's seen a bit of clear air actually, to be fair. He's got, what, 8 seconds up the road to jam. He's come out just about clear of Youngie and Meldav here, so yeah, he looks like he might be alright. As Meldav's looking to the inside of Youngie for P13, up the inside into turn 2, goes a little bit wide of the apex, but gets it turned in nicely. Who has the DRS? Did he overtake him before the detection point? Looks like he did, but he's got good momentum here, and he's already miles ahead of Youngie going down towards turn 3, so Meldav gets that one done. And Combo, in the meantime, is well, he's got 8 seconds of clean air, so this might work out for him. It's still a very early pit stop, and he'll probably catch up. I'd say he'll probably be on the back of the likes of well, it's a long train of cars actually, from 4th down to 11th place, but he's going to be on that train probably in about 3 or 4 laps, I would say, as Jam is in the pits here at the end of lap 8. But Super Striker on his way out the front. 4.5 seconds is the gap over Corey, with Archie keeping him pretty honest at the moment in 3rd place. A little bit too far away up the hill towards turn 2. We've got Cucumber moving ahead of Fate Scouser, as Jordan's looking quite tasty on the back of him right now. We see Cucumber going a little bit wide there on the exit of turn 2. But Fate Scouser's not close enough to put him under any real pressure here, going down towards turn 3 at the moment. Oh, bit of a lock-up, I'll tell you what, from Cucumber, saying that he's not really under pressure, but he's certainly showing a little bit of that at the moment. As Jam here is on the back of C14 coming down towards turn 3. He's going to look to the outside now. C14 is going to send him around the long way if he possibly can make this move. Jam on the hard tyres, the fresh hard tyres, gets that one done really nicely there, right on the edge of the track there on the exit, but gets that one done up into 13th place. And C14 is struggling a little bit here, I've got to say, in his opening couple of laps on those medium tyres. He's obviously pitted already, so things haven't really gone to plan at the moment, but still a long way to go. As we see Combo there with the fastest lap of the race on those fresh hard tyres, which he put on at the end of lap 7. He's now only 5 seconds behind that train of cars from 4th down to what is now 9th place. There's only 6 cars in that train. There were 8 a moment ago, so a couple of those guys are coming to the pits. Pardon me. And Archie's still at the back of Corey at the moment. It's in this fight for 2nd place. Cucumbers got that train of cars, as we said before. Fate Scouser, Jordan, Murph, Nobby and Jay, and then there is Combo 4 seconds behind them at the moment. See, Joshy has moved ahead of Jam up into 12th place. So Joshy flying on these fresh medium tyres. To be fair, Jam is on fresh hards. But both of these two showing good pace at the moment, I've got to say. They're going to be chasing after the mid-pack runners, and they're currently well within the pit window of these guys as well. So they'll be ones to watch for sure as this race develops. Obviously their pace is going to be quicker, and the longer these guys stay out, the more they're going to open themselves up to those two. As Fate Scouts are down the inside of the Cucumber there into turn 2, and Cucumber a little bit wide there as he's now got the run back on Fate Scouser here with the DRS down towards turn 3, as Jordan here is waiting in the wings in the background, but he's too far away. But Cucumber there back up into 4th as he misses the apex a little bit there going through turn 3. But Fate Scouser's not really in a position to challenge on that one at the moment, has to hold position for the time being. And they're all as they were for the moment. Archie has just dropped out of DRS here to Corey. I was just about to say Archie's kept himself within DRS, but that has now prophesized itself to be untrue. As we see Cucumber's now coming into the pits in the foreground. So in he comes, going for an undercut here. Jay has got a 3-second penalty, but Archie and Cucumber both in here at the end of lap 11. So it'd be interesting to see now actually whether Joshy and Jam have done enough here out of the pits. Oh, look at this, Nobby Bootneck is getting involved here. As we see Nobby looking to the outside now, has got past Murph. who's on his inside now. Nobby's looking to try and make it a move here, but Murph's going to come back at him because Nobby getting caught up behind that McLaren, and Murph back up into P5. Nobby now has got Combo up his inside. Combo is now in this fight. We were saying earlier on, Combo had about 5 or 6 seconds to these guys. He is now in the thick of it here as they come down towards turn 3. So Combo fancying to make his way through the traffic as quickly as possible on these fresh tyres. He's got a massive delta on these guys. He shouldn't be looking to spend any more time than he needs to behind these drivers, and he's picked off Murph now up into P5. Now he's just got Jordan and Fate Scouser, and then he can get in some clean air and make the most of this undercut here on Super Striker. So Combo absolutely flying. He's over 13 seconds clear of Archie and the Cucumber, so it just goes to show this undercut has worked an absolute treat here for Combo. He found that gap, didn't he? He found that 8 seconds that he needed. I wonder if he's got somebody spotting for him in the because that just seems like he just knew exactly what he needed to do. He must have had an eye on the full track map for sure. That is masterful strategic planning there from Combo, I tell you. And he's now up into 3rd place. He's now well within the pit window of Super Striker, so for sure Combo has got a good chance here in this race, but Super Striker will have a strong delta on him in the second part of this race. Obviously he's on the hards as well, so he's got to go a little way if he's one stopping. You would think it'd probably be one stopping, wouldn't you? But then, I mean, Combo's got to do 29 laps on these hard tyres. Maybe he's going to have to 2-stop. We'll have to see. But for the time being, it's Super Striker out the front, doing the business here, with a 9-second gap over Corey. Combo there running in P3. Fake Scouser now dropping off the back of Combo more and more. Nobby here is on the back of Fake Scouser as they now come down the hill towards the penultimate corner. As we see Nobby now pulling into the pits here, so coming in for a fresh set of boots. Oh, it's the McLaren there. Fate Scouser getting it horribly wrong. I think that was a late call there to come into the pits potentially from Fate Scouser, and it's not really gone the way that I'm sure he wanted it to. So Fate Scouser nonetheless coming in. Super Striker still your race leader at the moment. He's got 10 seconds over Corey. Joshy is on his 4-lap old mediums, is just behind Cucumber on his 2-lap old hard tyres. He's got DRS here. Cucumber's just outside DRS here on Archie, but Joshy here gaining a little bit on Cucumber, keeping him under a bit of pressure here. Could maybe join this battle here for P5, but his tyres are going to be wearing out quicker than these guys ahead of him. On paper they should be a little bit quicker at the moment, but it's going to be quite close actually in terms of their overall performance at this moment in time. And it's only going to get less favourable for him as this stint goes on. As we see Corey now into the pits here at the end of lap 14. So that means that he's now coming off of the hards. It's going to be a 2-stop, I'm pretty sure, for most of these drivers here tonight. I wonder if Super Striker's going to try and 1-stop this one. I mean, what is Combo going to do? Because Combo's going to have to pace over Super Striker over these next few laps, but it's probably not going to be a massive delta. Yeah, you'd need a lot more laps in the race to be able to make the most of that delta. Yeah, he might have about half a second lap on him at this point, but it's not going to be much more than that. Super Striker will probably be coming in about 6 or 7 laps time, by which point Combo will be not far away from his final pit stop window. But I think Super Striker's probably got this one. I reckon Super Striker's got to be the favourite at this point because Combo's tyres are going to be shot by the end. And Super Striker, as it stands at the moment, will only come out about 6 or 7 seconds behind Combo. If he were to pit now, that gap might come down a bit. He might be about 10 seconds behind him. By the time he comes in, he'll then have much fresher tyres and faster tyres all the way to the end. So if Combo does try and do the entire rest of the race on these hards, Super Striker should be able to catch him and overhaul him quite easily. As we go to the battle here for P6, we've got Joshy, Wilco and Jam with Jordan Hillier and Corey as well, right with these guys. 4-car train here, fighting over 6th place. As Jam there looking to the inside of Joshi into turn 2, and they're all concertinaing up there as Jordan now fancying a move, poking a nose to the inside, and Jam gets absolutely Joshi gets mugged there, and Jam also losing out to Jordan there up into P6. He's now up the inside there of Joshi as well, so Jordan they're getting up into 6th place. Lovely move there from Jordan, really making the most of it all going off around him. And as we see now, the Ferrari of Corey up the inside of Jam as well, up into 8th place. So Jam there massive losing out, and Corey there up into 8th place. Archie there's got a 3-second penalty, which is going to hurt his chances of a podium here tonight. Super Striker's coming in off of the hard tyres onto the medium, which is big news here, because that surely means he's going to be 2-stopping. 16 lap on the hards, you'd think the mediums would do about 10-12 laps, and then yeah, he's probably going to do 2 10-lap stints, I reckon, probably to the end of the race. So yeah, I reckon it's going to be a 2-stop race. That's going to be interesting now, because Combo leads the race. Combo will be I'm assuming stopping for the mediums around the same time as Super Striker, but in that intermediate time Super Striker's going to have a lot of pace on him, and we'll probably be able to close that gap. But I reckon they're going to pit around the same time here. That's my theory. Maybe Combo might come in a couple of laps earlier, or we might try and wait until Super Striker's almost caught up to him before he comes in. Thing is though, he's going to have a bit of traffic, as S14 has retired, so he's out of the race. We've now got 14 drivers in the session. Hopefully we don't have a safety car, because this strategy is really developing in an exciting way here. Corey's on the back of Jordan still in this fight for 5th place, as they're now coming through the middle sector down towards the final sector now, actually, to come into final 2 corners here. Corey is poised here to have a crack at Jordan, as Jam and Joshi are still keeping tabs with these two at the moment. Jam has just got a 3-second penalty, so yet another driver there picking up a track limits indiscretion. As into turn 1 they come once again here. Corey now with DRS on the back of Jordan. See a car there ghosting on the right hand side there, but Corey getting close here, as he's now going to have DRS down towards turn 3. And Corey here pulls to the inside now. This is surely going to be job done here for the Ferrari, although Jordan's not giving this one up easily. He's keeping himself strong on the outside there. Jordan on slightly older tyres, but not much in it here. Jordan is holding the inside beautifully there, but Corey's not giving up. He's got more momentum there around the outside and sweeps around him up into 5th place, should I say. Lovely move there from Corey. Now in the background you've got Jam, who's trying to close in on these. As Joshi's dropped out of it a little bit here. Maybe his medium tyres starting to feel the pace a little bit. Super Striker there with the fastest lap of the race in P2. Now the gap 5 seconds out the front between Combo and Super Striker. Archie there has picked up another 3-second penalty, and he's picking him up like no tomorrow in this one. But Jordan here right well within the striking distance here of Corey, as they now come up the hill once again, and he pulls to the outside. Here goes Jordan up into 5th place. Lovely slingshot there as he went to the outside, and back up into 5th place once again. But Corey here still within 2/10 at the moment of Jordan, so Jordan made that lovely move there going into turn 2, but he's keeping himself very close at the moment. So here they come then, down towards the penultimate corner once again. Now Corey's going to try and reverse the roles here from the previous lap, as he's in the slipstream here down the main straight with that DRS open. You can see getting closer to the back of Jordan. As here we go then, and this I think is going to be the exact opposite of what we saw on the previous lap. Here goes Corey. Jordan there holding firm at the moment. Corey now to the inside, and he's just behind going over the DRS detection point, so he's going to get another dose of it coming down towards turn 3 here. I think he was behind anyway. I'm pretty sure he was. He was, or was he? He was, yeah. So here he goes. Corey now back down the inside into turn 3. He's going to try and squeeze Jordan out wide a little bit. Jordan holding his ground though. These two having a great fight here for 5th place, but Corey is going to complete that move there into turn 4, and a lovely manoeuvre there, really clean stuff there between those two, and Corey there up into 5th place there ahead of Jordan Hillier, who's now got Jam looking pretty interested on the back of him right now. Jam on those hard tyres, although they've done a few more laps, so the performance levels are probably pretty similar at the moment between Jordan and Jam in terms of their tyres. Jordan to be going off quicker though, so he's got to be a bit more careful. In the meantime, keeping an eye on the top left hand corner, the gap between the top two, Combo and Super Striker, under 3 seconds. Super Striker is bringing that gap down at a heck of a rate here. We've got to keep an eye on him. But in the meantime, Jordan is looking racy here, up the inside of Corey into turn 2. Is he going to be able to make a move? He's going to now have to wait for the next DRS zone here down towards 3, but didn't get a great exit there. I think Corey might have this covered. Is he going to defend the inside? No, he's not. Jordan goes for the inside, and Jordan there with incredible straight line speed makes the move again as Corey looked to try and throw one back down the inside of him. He couldn't do it. He was too far back to do that, but Jordan here back up into P5 on those Uphold medium tyres here. They've done 2 more laps than Corey's, but at the moment Jordan isn't letting that hold him back as Combo is coming into the pits once again here, and I assume it's going to be another set of hards from here, I would have thought. So he'll come out, he might come out ahead of Jordan and Corey and Jam. It's going to be very close here. I tell you what, this could be breaking. This will break his race if he comes out behind them. And I think he is, because he was held for a second there. Did you see that? He was held for slightly longer. And yeah, he has come out behind Jordan, Corey and Jam. He would have probably come out behind them anyway. But yeah, Combo's come out in P7. And yeah, that's yeah, he continues on his way. But Super Striker out the front here. As still in a nice rhythm by the looks of things. This gap almost 10 seconds over Archie running in 2nd place. There is Corey moving back ahead of Jordan as these two continue to swap places constantly around this circuit. Great racing. Jam is still sat right behind them. He's got front row seats to this fight. Hasn't been tempted to go for anything really in regards to these two over the last few laps. They're going to have Combo breathing down the necks in a second. Combo on much fresher tyres, has got some significant pace around this circuit. He'll be chasing a podium. He'll be hoping not to spend too much time behind him as Jordan's now in the pits for his final pit stop. Or what I would assume would be his final pit stop anyway. Let's see what tyres go on Jordan's car. I guess it'll probably be another set of hards. But Jam now a second behind Corey. Combo will be looking to try and make light work here of the RB car, looking to the outside as he goes around him there beautifully and easily there for Combo. So Jordan's gone for a set of hards. He'll be going to the end from here, I'm absolutely certain, as Archie has managed to pass Cucumber here for 2nd place as these two are battling. As we see Cucumber having to slam the anchors on. They're going into turn 4, and Archie there managed to keep it around the outside there very nicely indeed. Corey is still keeping Combo on his toes, but obviously Combo is going to pull away on those fresh hard tyres now. Combo only 6 seconds behind the likes of Archie and Cucumber here, battling over 2nd and 3rd. So as I said before, Combo in the net 2nd place, but has he got the pace to chase down Super Striker? Because Super Striker's, well, he's got to pit again, Super Striker has. And Combo could be within his pit window at the moment, but obviously Super Striker has used the hards and the mediums. He could pit now for the hard tyres, should I say. He'd have a 3 lap delta actually on Combo if he came in right now, so he'd be wanting to cover him off. Although, is he going for an extra delta? Because I think Combo's already within his pit window. So as it stands right now, Super Striker would come out in 3rd place. It'd be a net 2nd with Cucumber obviously still needing to pit, you would think. So yeah, I would presume here at this point that Super Striker is staying out a bit longer so he can have a stronger delta here against Combo and have more of a chance to chase him down, or rather to pass him at the end, because the delta is what helps you overtake. Obviously having plenty of laps helps you catch up, but it's the actual delta between the tyres that helps you to be able to pass the car in front. So that's maybe what he's looking to try and make sure he has at the end of the race. But But his gap currently about 15 seconds here to Combo, who's now chasing down Cucumber. And again, Combo will be wanting to make light work of Cucumber here, as he's on 10 lap fresher tyres and is going to have significantly more pace when he pulls up onto the back of him in a couple of laps time. As we see Corey and Jam into the pits here, and they're off and away now. So it's going to be an exciting end to this race. We're into the final third here at the Red Bull Ring, and it's really shaping up to be a fascinating grandstand finish here between Super Striker and Combo. The gap now just creeping under 15 seconds here between these two. And Super Striker here coming into the final sector. Is he going to bring it in this time around? Nope, staying out for the time being. And I wonder if he's longing it out to try and put the mediums on. Oh, he's got a 3-second penalty. So Super Striker there's just overstepped the track limits a little bit. And that could really cost him here. Maybe he's going to have to go for the medium tyre. As it stands at the moment, he'll come out about 4 seconds behind Combo. He'd have fresher tyres, but Combo's tyres wouldn't be that worn out at this point. I think he's making it difficult for himself, that's for sure. Is Super Striker here. I would have thought the hard tyres would be better, because then you've literally got the same, you know, you can maintain that delta all the way to the flag. But the mediums, you know, you'll find that they're a lot quicker at the first part of the stint, but then towards the end of the race, yeah, you'll find that the hards are probably slightly better in the last couple of laps. And you know, if you're trying to chase someone down or overtake them, you don't want to be on a tyre that's wearing out quicker than theirs. So I would have thought Super Striker would want to be on the hards, but he's coming in this time, and I think he's stayed out long enough to put the mediums on. So here he comes then, 2 10-lap stints. I guessed it on lap 16 actually. I said 2 10-lap stints on the mediums, but his tyres are going to be wearing out quicker than Combo's. I reckon by the final lap maybe they might be about even in terms of their tyres, but Combo's going to take the lead here. Super Striker will not be too far away and with a tyre advantage. So there's Combo going into turn 1. Cucumber also came in on the same lap as Super Striker there. So 10 laps to go. The battle for the win well and truly on here at the Red Bull Ring. So the gap, big lock up there from Combo as he went into turn 2. And you saw there he's really lighting up those tyres pretty significantly there. Super Striker with that penalty, obviously we've got to keep an eye on that as well. See Joshy here having a battle with Fake Scouser here for P8. He's got DRS here. Fake Scouser might have to defend this one. No, he's going to leave the door open. Joshy, though, feels like he's a bit too far back to make that one happen. Was being very careful there, wasn't he? This is battle for 8th and 9th places. The McLaren against the Haas car. A couple of places behind them. You've also got Murph and Youngie battling over the final point here in this race. So the final few laps are really shaping up to be pretty decisive here in this one. As I'm just noticing there on the timing board, I don't know if Combo made a mistake on that last lap, but Super Striker was 1.5 seconds quicker than Combo that last time around. So that is absolutely unbelievable there from Super Striker. Those medium tyres really are paying dividends at the moment. Cucumber there getting a penalty as well, as we're watching on board here for the battle for 8th place with Fake Scouser and Joshy into turn 2. Joshy up the inside, Fake Scouser gets a good exit there out of the corner, holds on to that one for the time being. And he's not got a good enough exit there, has Joshy out of turn 2 to have a run into 3. As we see Youngie again also struggling to keep tabs with Murph in the battle for 10th place. So staying as you are in these two battles here that we've got 8th and 9th and 10th and 11th here. 2 separate battles here going on for the minor points paying positions here. As Combo still out the front here with just under 8 laps left to go here at the Red Bull Ring. 3 seconds is gap over Super Striker. It appears Super Striker hasn't been gaining as much as the previous lap, so maybe it was a bit of a mistake that from Combo that allowed Super Striker to gain 1.5 seconds. And obviously with the medium tyres that Super Striker's on, the amount he's gaining is going to go down each lap, so he's going to find less and less of a delta in terms of his pace over Combo each time they go around. But he is still gaining at the moment though. He's gained just about half a second through this first sector so far, or through this lap so far should I say. Maybe about 1 second a lap still he's got over Combo at the moment. But will he be able to maintain that once he finds himself behind that Haas car? He's also, let's not forget, he's also got to pull out 3 seconds to him as well. So Super Striker hasn't just got to overtake this Haas, he's also got to be able to pull away by 3 seconds before we get to the checkered flag. We've only got 7 laps left to go, so he's got a lot of work to do here as Super Striker if he wants to win this one. But still a little way to go here in this race. As we can see there, we've got the race leader coming up the hill into turn 2. But yeah, he's gaining about 1 second a lap, just under maybe, to the race leader. But yeah, is that going to be enough for him to make that overtake? With his tyres degrading significantly quicker than the race leaders. As Jam's got ahead of Corey up into 6th place coming into turn 2. In the meantime, let's go back to the battle for 8th, because here comes Fate Scouser looking to the inside now on Joshi, and he's made that one stick beautifully there. Has the McLaren driver, and in the background there you've got Youngie, who's managed to pull away from Murph, and he's now looking tasty on the back of these two, Fate Scouser and Joshi, as they're still battling here coming down the hill. Joshi's going to try and go for a cutback there, but Fate Scouser back up into 8th. What a fight this is, and it's allowing these two, Youngie and Murph, to bring themselves into this fight. I was saying a couple of laps ago it was 2 separate fights. Now this is a 4-car battle here for 8th place, so how quickly things have changed here. And what an exciting last couple of laps, or last few laps, sorry, we have in store for us here. Corey's also very close on the back of Jam at the moment for 6th and 7th places. Got to keep an eye on this one. Plenty to keep tabs on here in these final few laps of the race. Combo's gap to Super Striker is now only 1.3 seconds, so the battle for the lead also really shaping up, but we've also got to remember that Super Striker has that penalty, as Jam has lost out to Corey. Corey up into 6th place here going into turn 2. Corey getting out of shape there incredibly, but keeping hold of it at the moment. As we see Youngie there's battling, he's well in the thick of it right now, as now Murph's looking to the outside of Youngie in towards, or rather sorry, Joshi is looking up the inside here of Fate Scouser into turn 3. Oh, he tags him in the rear there. That was really close. Joshi there went a little bit overzealous there on the throttle and tapped to the rear of the McLaren. They just about hold it together there. That could have been absolute tears there for those two. Fate Scouser had to react, had to counter steer into that little tap there from the Haas, which managed to hold on to it, but that was a very close call there indeed. As Youngie and Murph watching this unfold, they're probably thinking, their heart jumped there for a second, thinking, oh, there's a couple more places for us and some points on the table, but it wasn't to be at the moment. The two guys in front of them managing to just about survive, and they'll live to fight another day here. With 5 laps left to go here at the Red Bull Ring. We've got Jam moving ahead of Corey up into P6 as these two continue to fight it out over that position. Fate Scouser, Joshi, Youngie and Murph here still battling the 4 cars here for 8th place. We can see there Joshi taking a slightly defensive line there into turn 2. Knows Youngie's fancying a move here on the back of him. The leaders in the meantime are coming into the final corner, so they're about to start lap 33. 4 laps left to go. Super Striker, with his 3-second penalty, is in a position to take the lead here. He's got DRS, he's still got the faster tyres at the moment, so he wants to make this move as quickly as possible so he can try and pull out that 3-second gap before we get to the checkered flag here, up the hill towards turn 2. Super Striker closing up onto the back of this race leader Combo, who's been leading since the start of this final stint. As he pulls to make this move now, but he's too far away at the moment. Is Super Striker, as Fake Scouse has got a 3-second penalty. Corey's got back ahead of Jam again here in that battle for 6th place, which is still raging on. Joshy has had, I think, has made a mistake, has lost out to Youngie and Murph. But we're watching the battle for the lead right now. As I believe, oh yeah, Joshy has dropped back a heck of a lot there. But nonetheless, the 2 leaders here coming into the final 2 corners. Now Super Striker's going to start to fill those medium tyres, try to desert him here. He's on the back of a driver who's been on the hard tyres a few more laps than he's had his mediums on. But obviously the hard tyres don't degrade anywhere near as much as the mediums. These medium tyres are going to be overheating in that dirty air here of the Haas car as well. So here comes Super Striker as they come up the hill towards turn 2 again. Super Striker to the inside is going to make that move for the lead of the race. And he's made that one stick very nicely indeed there. But Combo is going to try and keep it around the outside down towards turn 3. This is where Combo might be able to save his race here, because if he can keep Super Striker on his back foot here, then he'll have a great chance of making sure Super Striker can't pull out that 3 seconds. And he has made that move beautifully there into turn 3. Super Striker gives him a bit of a tap in the rear. Maybe a bit of frustration there from him. But Combo has once again taken the lead here, and Super Striker has now really got his work cut out to try and pull out that 3 seconds. I think Combo has just won this race with that move into turn 3. I think he's just sealed it. He just needs to make sure he doesn't make any mistakes here in his final 2 laps of the race, and he's going to have this one absolutely done here. As we still got the battle for 8th place raging on. Nobby Bootneck has now joined that battle, whilst they've all been holding each other up here, and he's now well and truly in the fight for some points here tonight is Nobby Bootneck, as there they all are. Those 5 guys battling for 8th. We've also got the 2 battling for 6th, Jam and Corey, as those 2 are coming through the final couple of corners right now. They've been swapping positions left, right and centre. It appears though Corey always makes that move up towards turn 2, which is no good for him, because he then loses it into 3, which would mean that he'd be behind at the start finish line, so it's not good for him. Super Striker in the meantime has now finally made that move stick on Combo, but with only a lap and a half left to go and he needs a 3-second gap, I think that Super Striker is not going to be able to win this race here. He's going to need an absolute miracle. He'd need to have at least 2 seconds a lap quicker coming through this final lap here, and it'd need to be a second ahead at the end of this lap for that to happen. But I think Super Striker is just going to come up short here in this one. Combo here keeping him close, and he's going to have the DRS, which will keep him under pressure here, and it's not going to allow Super Striker to pull away by the amount that he needs, I believe, to take the win here tonight. As the 2 leaders coming into the turn 1 for the final time here in this race. Archie is battling with Cucumber, but Archie with a massive penalty of 15 seconds, so he's not going to be on the podium. I think he'd be lucky to be in the top 10, to be honest with you, looking at the timing board. But the battle here between Corey and Jam still raging on. We've got Murph just ahead of Youngie and Fake Scouser, and Nobby Bootneck with Joshy right there. But Nobby Bootneck into 11th place on the fringes of the points here. So here we go then, Super Striker coming into the final couple of corners here at the Red Bull Ring. 3-second penalty to his name. He's not going to win the race on the classification. It's going to be Combo who's going to take the win tonight for the Austrian Grand Prix at the Red Arrows F1 League, with Combo just managing to keep himself out of trouble there. Super Striker takes 2nd place in the end, ahead of Cucumber, who's going to take the final podium place as he comes into the final 2 corners here. So Cucumber there managing to fend off Archie on the track, and obviously Archie with that 15-second penalty is going to drop him down a lot of places here. So Cucumber 3rd, Archie, where's he going to drop to? Jordan comes over in 4th place. Great drive from Jordan tonight. Corey gets Jordan on the penalty, so Corey 4th, Jordan 5th, Archie 6th, classified in 6th, so he manages to hold on there ahead of Youngie, with Nobby Bootneck 8th on the penalties, Joshy 9th, Fake Scouser 10th, with Jam 11th. Oh my goodness me, wow. Okay, we're going to have to just go through that in a second. But what a race that was, guys. Great battle for the win there. Combo managing to get it due to keeping his nose clean and not getting any penalties. Super Striker came close, but those two putting on a great show. But thanks to all of the drivers for watching this back afterwards, to any friends, family members, or otherwise associates of the drivers. Also, thank you for tuning in, and yeah, we'll see you for the next one. Make sure you join us next week, guys, for the next round of the Red Arrows F1 League. I can't access Discord on my phone, because if I do, then it will cut off my commentary, because I'm actually commentating through remote play. So got to apologise for that. But make sure you join us next week, 8:15 UK time, as always, for round 9 of the season. We've only 4 rounds left in the season. Shaping up to be a good one, guys. Great to be back here with the Red Arrows F1 League. So Combo there taking the win ahead of Super Striker in second, with Cucumber completing the podium. And then we've got Corey 4th, with Jordan over in 5th, Archie 6th, with Youngie 7th, Nobby Bootneck in 8th, Joshy and Fake Scouser completing the top 10. Then Jam, Murph, Jay and Meldav and C. Faulkner and Northover both failed to finish the race, so unfortunately for them we'll be scoring a nil point for tonight. But thanks everybody once again. We'll see you all very, very soon. Take it easy, and good night.